There's been this recent philosophical debate on this concept of pleasure versus pain and how those correlate to good and evil. Many philosophers online have posted some really ridiculous assertions on the topic, creating bizarre scenarios to show just how evil the world is given how much pain and suffering there is. The entire discussion is a false one. First of all, good does not always equal pleasure, and evil does not always equal suffering. There are plenty of things that are difficult that are good, and many things that are pleasurable that are bad. Think heroin. To be honest, what a stupid debate created by people who like to talk about how bad the world is, just so they can express their hatred of God. They even state God as a psychopath. First of all, couch philosophers, when was the last time you did anything to actually help people in reality? In reality, come to my ER and I'll give you some tasks to complete. Pleasure and pain do not map on to good and evil. This is a total misconception and a false assertion, and to think that you can disprove God's existence based on that framework is absolutely false. Most of life is about overcoming challenges. This is the definition of work, not suffering. I'll give you an example. The Olympic athlete, perhaps one that goes on to win a gold medal even. Tell me, when Michael Phelps trains for years, swimming, lifting, monitoring food intake, training, is that a good time? Is that pleasurable? It probably really sucks. You add up all the hours of difficulty, and it far outweighs the minutes of pleasure. Therefore, what? Get rid of him? Get rid of the Olympics? Was the 15 minutes of fame when he accepted his one of many gold medals on the stage worth all of that? Of course it is. That's why we have the Olympics. But a philosopher would tell you, there's this utilitarian theory that says all that work, hour for hour, doesn't equal that little moment of pleasure. Ridiculous. How does fasting fit into that theory? Not eating, pain and suffering, right? Rather, it's good, right, to enjoy the pleasure of food, perhaps all day long, whenever you like, serve that impulse. What happens? You become unhealthy, overweight, obese, become at risk for 12 different cancers, join the millions that now suffer from diabetes, coronary artery disease, and stroke. Lots of pleasure there, right? No, you're wrong. Perhaps these philosophers should come to my ER, and perhaps these philosophers need to fast a bit to understand better that you can work hard being healthy or work really hard suffering with disease. Work is not suffering. Work gives us meaning. Challenges are a great adventure. God exists.